Hello, Labradoodle puppy lovers. We have a birth announcement video for today. These medium Australian Labradoodle puppies are just 24 hours old. And in today's video, we're going to tell you about the whelping process. We're going to introduce you to each of the puppies and give you a little bit of information on them. And we're going to also give you an update on Mama Labradoodle Rayne. Hi, I'm Claire from Van Isle Labradoodles, and these puppies made their way into the world in pretty much the middle of the night. It was just shortly after midnight that the puppies arrived. It was a little bit of a longer birth than we usually have. Rayne liked to take her time, and this is her first litter, so we'll know for next time that she likes to savor the process. Now, birthing for a dog is a little bit different than it is for a person. Obviously, there's multiple births, and it's not quite as painful. So, Rayne had shown us on Sunday that she was a little bit restless. She had that strange look in her eyes, and she refused to eat anything, no matter what we offered her. She had everything from French omelets to roast beef to rotisserie chicken. Lots of different things were offered, and everything was declined. So that's always a good sign that it's likely your mama is in what we call stage 1 labor. And stage 1 labor really involves the puppies making their way down the uterine horns to the exit. Now, dogs have 2 uterine horns, so the puppies are in 2 different horns, and they have to each make their way down the horn out towards the exit door. And, we don't know whether the puppies all come from one horn and then the other, or if they alternate, or how that goes. It's just not something that anybody knows what happens exactly. And sometimes during a whelping process, there'll be what we call a pause. And lots of Labradoodle breeders think that, that's one horn has emptied, and then we're waiting for the second horn to get underway. But whatever the reason, we did not have a pause with Rayne. She was fairly consistent in the times between her puppies, and she started having the puppies on February the 5th at 1:42 a.m. and then the last puppy was born at 6 in the morning. So for 7 puppies, that doesn't seem like very long. For a dog, that is a little bit longer than most labors. Comparatively speaking, Misha, who is actually going to be having puppies just in about 10 days or so from now and will become Rayne's roommate in the maternity ward, she has delivered 8 puppies in just over an hour. So she's really quick. So girls can have puppies bang, 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 and sometimes they'll have 2 or 3, and then you have to wait. Sometimes you can wait up to 3 or 4 hours. Actually, sometimes the longest I've heard of is the next day before things get going again. And that's probably because when we breed our dogs, we know when they ovulate by doing progesterone testing, and that's how we time our honeymoons, is around that progesterone testing. Not everybody does progesterone testing, and sperm is able to live and be active inside a girl for up to a week. So it's quite possible that you can have puppies who the egg is not fertilized at the same time. And if that were to occur, then it's reasonable, I guess, to presume that you could have puppies who are perhaps ready to be born on one day and other puppies who are not ready to be born until the next day. That's all supposition, but in any event, we did not have a whelping pause with these puppies. Now, the interesting thing about this litter is every single puppy is chocolate. Now, we knew they were all going to be Sable because Rayne is what we would call, she has 2 Sable genes. So each puppy gets 1 gene from their mom and 1 from their dad. And Sable is dominant. So Jack has no Sable genes, and Rayne has 2 Sable genes. So that necessarily means every puppy will have a Sable gene, if not, we'll have 1 Sable and 1 not Sable gene. And because Sable is the dominant gene, then the puppies were all going to be Sables. But what we didn't expect was that every single puppy was going to be chocolate. That's highly unusual. Rayne, as you can see, is actually genetically black. Now, she doesn't look black, but you can see she has black on the ends of her coat. And that's because she is a Sable. That's what Sable is this black banding. You can see lots of black in her face. And the fact that she has a black nose tells you for sure that she is genetically a black dog. Jack, on the other hand, is caramel. But both Jack and Rayne can make chocolate color puppies. And Rayne can actually make caramel color puppies as well. So it was possible in this litter, statistically speaking, that we would have had black and chocolate and caramel. And black is dominant. So we anticipated we would have a good number of black Sable puppies, but we didn't get any. So that just goes to show you that while we can do all the testing and have all the statistical probabilities, nature in their wisdom can fool us and make sure that we always remember that nature is in charge. And of course it is really just random what genes the puppies are going to get. And in this case, everybody got the chocolate gene. So we have a beautiful box of chocolates from our beautiful, gorgeous Rayne. So let's give you a little bit of information on Rayne. Rayne went through her whelping process very easily. She spent most of Sunday in our closet. She had been sleeping in there. That's where she asked for her bed to be. So she was in and out of her bed. She was digging it up, but only mildly. She was throwing the pillow out a couple of times. No furious digging and scratching like some girls do. And she's actually panting more now because it's 24 degrees in here than she was in preparation for birth. Here and there she had a couple of pants, but nothing serious at all. So when we went to bed, we were pretty sure that it was quite likely she would wake us up during the night having her puppies. But it was also, we thought, well, it's also quite likely it won't be till 6 or 7 in the morning. That was what we were hoping for. So we went to bed around 11:30, and then at 1:30, Rayne was up and she was pacing. We could hear that her water had broken, and so we knew things were underway. So then we got up, we cleared all the other dogs out of the bedroom because all of our puppies are born in our bedroom. So all the other dogs, all our adults, sleep with us. They were all cleared out. We unrolled the whelping nest and turned the heater up, and we were ready to go. And now Rayne had a little bit of a unique style for birthing her puppies. Most girls lie down like she is right now to deliver them, but Rayne preferred to stand, and she liked to have her head right pressed up against Reynolds. She had her legs in between, her head rather, in between his legs sometimes, or right wrapped around his hips. And then she had the puppy, and so I was at the other end there ready and waiting to catch the puppy. Now it takes girls a couple of puppies usually before they figure out what is exactly going on. I mean, you can imagine how surprising it must be when you have nobody who can tell you what is going on, and all of a sudden you have all these strange feelings in your body, and then you deliver a puppy and there's this thing that's moving around and you really have no idea what it is. But as soon as we had the firstborn attached and latched and nursing nicely, Rayne figured it out really quickly, right with that very first puppy. And she was very, very devoted in her cleaning of the puppy. Now, as you know, probably, puppies are all born with their eyes and ears sealed shut. And also they aren't able to go to the bathroom on their own. So Mama's responsible for stimulating them to go, and she also consumes everything. And the reason for that is entirely natural. It's so that there is no trace of anything left in the nest for any possible predators to be able to detect the scent of newborns. So that's why moms lick their babies so much. And you'll see that Rayne is licking her baby right now. So what she does is the action of the tongue just stimulates either the urine or the feces to come out, and then she consumes it. Now, the only thing that we found with Rayne that she hasn't quite gotten into a good routine for yet, and that's consuming the feces. She has been leaving that behind a bit and figuring that that's probably somebody else's job. And I have to say, if it was me, I'd probably try to get someone else to do that too, right, Ray? Yeah, but she's catching on, and so what we've done is we've changed her bed more often. You'll see that there's an extra pad here, and that's so we can easily swap this out if she forgets something and any poop gets onto the blanket there. And we also are using wipes. We have these all natural compostable wipes that we use, and we can just use those to get any debris that's left behind on the bums there for the puppies. We don't want the puppies to be getting wet. We don't want to be bathing them. We certainly don't want to be bathing mom and getting her wet, because right now the puppies also can't control their body temperature. So it's really important that they stay warm. This is why the room is still 24 degrees. We'll turn it down tomorrow down to 23, which is where it will stay for the next couple of weeks. Except for when Misha has her babies. When Misha has hers, we'll turn it back up for them. So you can see she's doing a really good job now. She's getting the hang of it. And in the meantime, we're in here pretty much every hour, so we can help her out if anybody looks like they need assistance with being cleaned up at all. Rayne's got a beautiful appetite. She's eating now already about 4 times what she would normally. And she's full of energy. You would never know that this girl just gave birth to 7 puppies 24 hours ago. She's jumping up to say hi to me when we go outside. She's roaring up and down the front of our property. She has lots of space that she can go out where she goes to the bathroom, but we do limit it so that she's not in the back where the majority of our property is. And that just is to have less exposure to different things while she's outside. But we still have a really good long stretch that she can go and run and exercise and just go, oh, I'm out of the box and I can shake my legs out. And she certainly is enjoying doing that. And one of my favorite things is when she comes back up, when I call her, she has a big smile. Rayne is a dog who smiles. And by that, she pulls her top lip up and she shows me her teeth and smiles just like we smile at her. Ain't you beautiful? Yes, what a good girl. She's also really comfortable with being outside for at least a good 5-6 minutes, which is unusual for a brand new mama. Usually you're lucky if pretty much we have to take them out on a leash to get them to come out and leave their babies and go pee. But she's okay. She's quite happy with doing that, and she doesn't mind staying outside for a few extra minutes to have that time to run around. So that makes me think that she's going to be a really nice balanced mama dog where she's not hovering over the babies so much, not a helicopter mom. So now let's talk about the puppies. I know in each of the videos, so every week we will do a video and we will tell you what's been going on with your puppy for the past week, what will be coming up in the next week. We'll talk about something specific each week that is relative to that week's development in your puppy. And then if you're on our list for this litter, which is fully reserved, then we will also send you an additional 1 or 2 videos that week that are educational videos. Now you can see this puppy here is going to poop here. He's pooping. Puppy poop is bright yellow, kind of a mustard color. And Rayne's not really doing anything too much. I'm going to help by showing that to her. Well, no, she's busy over here with Pink. So I'm just going to do this puppy for her. No, it's nothing to eat. I think she would eat 24/7 right now. But one thing that you do want to be sure of is that you neither give your mom foods that she's not used to or foods that are extra rich, but you just increase the quantity of the food that she normally eats. The only adjustment we make to her diet is that we do give her 50% of her food as a puppy formula. And we do that to make sure she has increased calcium, because of course her calcium is being depleted rapidly with all these mouths here. Now when I'm cleaning this puppy's poop, I'm trying very hard not to stimulate the puppy to go, because I would rather that I leave that for Rayne to be doing. I want her to get the hang of that. If you have a girl who doesn't know, you see she's trying really hard there with Pink. She's doing the job properly with Pink Colar. So I think it's just a matter of her not quite feeling comfortable to reach across and do things while I'm sitting in here with her. But generally, if you have a girl who doesn't get the hang of things right away, then within 24, 48 hours, then they figure out what it is they're supposed to do. So we hope that holds true this time as well. So you can see that despite the fact that the puppies are all chocolate, that there's a good array of hues. So these two are both quite dark. And then we have this one who's almost a red, and we go through to this biscuit color. So now what the puppies look like now, because they are Sable, is not what they're going to look like when they are mature. So just because they're dark now doesn't mean they're going to stay dark. And just because they're light now doesn't mean that they're going to get any lighter. So they may or they may not. That's the beauty of Sable, is that each one is unique and you never know exactly what it is you're going to get. When Rayne was a puppy, she was quite a bit darker than she is now. She had a lot more of the black, and her Papa Cloud is very similar to her. She's almost a clone of her Papa Cloud. So if you're one of the families on this list, then we will send you some photos of what Rayne looked like when she was a baby, so that you can see just how much she's changed over the years. Part of it will also come from the grooming. The shorter the clip, the less obvious the black tends to be. So now let's go through the puppies. We're going to go through them all in birth order each week in the videos that you get, your update videos. That way we stay consistent for how we do everything. And we're going to start with the firstborn, which is this little girl here, our Pink Color girl. She is attached. Now, when we handle the puppies, we always want to let them know that we're going to pick them up. So we always touch them first. We're going to let Rayne dictate how things go here. She may not be too keen with me picking them up and taking them too far away from her, so I'll just hold them a little farther down. And she'll probably have her head in here the whole time like she is right now. So Pink Color was born at 142. She is a female, and she weighed 270 grams when she was born. And you can see she has that really dark chocolate sable color. And how do we know she's a Sable? How can we tell when she's this young that she's actually Sable? Well, she's a really good indication of how we can tell that. See that dark stripe down her back? Sable puppies have those dark stripes. Not always, but that's the best way to, or the easiest way, I guess, to know. We also know they're all Sable just by virtue of the fact that Rayne has those two Sable genes. Next after Pink was Red Color girl, and she's the other dark colored one. And we'll just get her slowly picked up here. So, and if you're wondering what these collars are, these are actually the ear elastics that go onto face masks. So they're really soft, they're really narrow, they're very easy to adjust, and even if your puppy's growing astronomically, they have a lot of give in them. So this little girl is also a dark chocolate Sable. And you can see she has a tiny bit of white on her chest there. We have less white than what I expected as well. I thought we'd get quite a lot more white. This little girl has an adorable little white tip at the end of her tail. And she came at 2:34 a.m. and she weighed 295 grams. This is the biggest puppy on the day of their birth. And she's quite talkative, as you can hear. I always think it's funny how much they talk when they can't hear anything they're saying. Next we have Green Collar, who was our first boy in the litter. And he's just over here. Excuse me, honey. And he's kind of got his face planted right into Mom there, but he's not attached. Good. And now you see the first one, who is a little bit of a lighter of the chocolate sable color. You can still see that stripe down his back. He's got more of a sort of a mahogany color to him. Really handsome boy. Green came along at 3:27 a.m., almost a full hour after red, and he came in at 267 grams. And you can see Rayne is still kind of focused on washing their face all the time rather than figuring out that it's actually the other end she's supposed to be concentrating on. So we have faith she'll get there. Next is Purple Colar. Give me a Purpy. And you'll hear me talking to them all the time, even though they can't hear me. It's just because I talk to all the dogs and the puppies, just like they're people, all the time. She is attached, and that's why I'm being so gentle and pulling her off slowly, because we want her to always have an association of something that's positive whenever she is smelling a human scent. So Miss Purple Colar arrived at 3:57 a.m., so a little bit of a shorter wait between her and Green, and she was 259 grams. And you can see that she's got that same lighter color there going on as well. The stripe isn't quite as obvious on her. And I don't think she has any white on her. I just turn her over. Hi. Nope, no white on this. Oh, the tiniest smidge that you'll never see when she gets older, but just the tiniest little smidge in the chest there. Once she gets older, that will all be completely covered up. Then we had a boy, another boy. We have such a nice even split in this litter, which is such a nice change for us. We've had either all girls or all boys lately, mostly all boys. I figured this time we've got the split because I don't have a reservation in this litter. There we go. There's Blue. He was hiding underneath me. Mr. Blue Colar is 243 grams. He was born at 4:15 a.m. And he is also this lighter color. And you can see he has a tiny bit more white on his chest there. Again, not a ton. He's a really pretty kind of shade. I really like this color. I'm not sure what we're going to call this color. It will change, so I guess it's not too important that we figure something out right now. And he is obviously doing quite well here. You can see they're all quiet, or you can hear they're all quiet. You can't see if they're quiet. And the reason why they're quiet is because they all have a full tummy. Ouchie, that was me there, sweetheart. Next is Orange Colar. Orange Colar is a boy too. And Orange Colar is 1 gram smaller than his brother Blue. He's 242 grams. And that makes him the smallest puppy in the litter. Now he's getting mad at me because I'm moving the collar on his neck, which obviously feels strange to him. So this is actually one of the first things in desensitization, is having them getting used to me touching them and doing things like moving their collars around so that they are becoming already used to unexpected things happening. Mr. Orange has got himself in quite a state now. Okay, now you finally go to the bum, but not when I'm holding him, okay? And you can see he's got some white tail lights. He's got lots of white on his chest here, and he's got white on his face as well. This is kind of more what I was expecting all of the puppies to have, but clearly all of my expectations were not proven out in reality. And so Mr. Orange, he arrived at 5:10 a.m. And that's our little guy for now anyways. And then our final puppy is Yellow Colar, who is a girl. And Yellow Colar, I think, is over here beside me. Nope, that's Blue again. Blue must like me. Blue is always near me. Just a minute. Who are you hiding underneath here? We got one underneath. And that's Green. Then we gotta find, oh, here's Yellow back here. Yellow's having a good feed here. Oh, and now I just got pooped on. So if you ever want to know what puppy poop looks like, that's what it looks like. Quite yellow. That's a very nice shaped poop though. So poop is really important when you're a breeder. We rely on all puppies and adults' poop to tell us a lot about their health. So that makes me really happy to see that. Yeah, you didn't need to worry because I cleaned it off. Thank you though. Were you offering? That's a good sign. And here we go with Miss Yellow. I'm just going to ease her off here. Looks like she's probably actually falling asleep nursing, so I don't think she'll mind too much. Yellow Collar Girl was born at 6 a.m. She was the last puppy. She's got some white sparkles going on here. You can see the white on the chest. She's got white on her front feet, a little bit on her back, and then she's got a little bit of a goatee as well. Yeah. And Miss Yellow Collar is 294 grams. So she's just 1 gram shy of being the biggest in the litter. Okay, I'm sorry. Now, you can see that Rayne's getting a little bit annoyed at this whole process. She's getting annoyed that I'm taking up too much space in her box. She can't spread out the way she wants to. So I'm just going to move over because I don't like to have her unhappy. And then we're just going to make sure that when we did this, Rayne, that we're not lying on top of the puppies. Yeah, okay, we're just going to move the puppies out. There we go. There. Sometimes new moms, first time, they have to learn to get the hang of how to spread themselves out without landing on top of their puppies. Right now when Rayne comes in, if there's a puppy or if a puppy wanders off, and if we have a puppy over here, for instance, she's not too sure yet how to corral everybody and situate herself so that she is available for all of them and keeps them all in check. It's a lot of responsibility, isn't it? And you're just doing such a good job. So that's our birth announcement for today. I hope you enjoyed the video. We really would appreciate if you did, if you could take a couple of moments out of your day and post some comments on this video. The comments are what our goal to us. They really help us out. It helps to get the video shown to more people in front of more Labradoodle people as well. And if you don't have time in your day to leave a comment for us, a thumbs up is also appreciated. And we really recommend that you subscribe to our channel so that you can watch all of our litter updates. Each week with each litter, we try to tell you something just a little bit different and we hope interesting about puppy development. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you again next week for our week 1 update.